Good day and thanks for joining me. I am your regular host, Mr. Adobe Solomon. Today, I'm going to be teaching you biology. I'm still your regular host. Take different subjects, physics, chemistry, and biology. I have some videos for chemistry in my YouTube channel. Just go to Adobinary Schools. Just type Adobinary. Type it this way, Adobinary. Adobinary Schools. So you'll see me on YouTube. Is that clear? So I'll teach you there physics, chemistry, and biology. Okay? So if you're writing JAM this year, I'd like you to tell your friends, tell yourself, just follow me. You will enjoy the subject as I take you. But above all, I'm doing this so that you will know. I just want to impact into the society, and then I'm happy. Okay? Now just follow me. Now today I'm going to be talking about biology. The last one I talked about chemistry, and later on, maybe another day, I'm going to put physics. So we're going to be doing gradually, we're going to be building up together. So what is biology? Today we're looking at biology. What is biology? Now biology is coined from two Greek words. The first one is bio, the next one is logy. Two Greek words. So when you look at it, bio means life, and logy means the study of. Study of. So if you want to combine it together, we will say, therefore, biology is the study of life. That's what biology is all about. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So biology has to do with the study of life. Biology also means the study of living organisms in relation to their environment and how they interact with other organisms. Okay? And then I'll move on to the next point quickly. I want to look at branches of biology. Let's quickly look at the branches of biology. So we've said biology is the study of life. So here I'm going to write number 1, branches of biology. Maybe I do 10, and then in the comment section I want to hear you will mention some other branches, but we'll do 10, and then immediately after that we'll look at characteristics of living organism, and then we'll talk about virus. What are they? So what is biology? Biology, I've told you, is the study of life or the study of organisms and how they interact with organisms and in relation to the environment. Okay, so number 1, branches. We're looking at branches of biology. So let's look at branches of biology. Let me just put it here. Branches of biology. Number 1 branch, we have what we call botany. Botany is a branch in biology that deals with the study of what? Plants. That deals with the study of plants. I believe you've heard some botanical name in plants. Let me give you some example. You have beans, Phaseolus vulgaris. You have cowpea, Vigna ungulata. You have sugarcane, Saccharum officinarum, granite, Heracles hypogia, okra, Elvemuscus esculentus, as the case may be. Botany, botanical name. Once you start studying plants, it's a branch in biology that deals with the study of plants. Number 2, we have what we call zoology. What is zoology? This is the branch in biology that deals with the study of what? Animal. That's how you hear the name. Scientific name of animal or the zoological name. Zoological name of lion is Panthera leo. Zoological name of frog, I think, is Bufo. You also have Rana papian. You also have other scientific names like Ratus or zoological name. You understand what I'm talking about? So this, when you start dealing with animal, you study animal, you are dealing with what? Biology. Number 3, we look at ecology. Ecology is a branch in biology that deals with the study of organisms in relation to their environment. So that is ecology for you. Let's look at number 4, another branch in biology. We look at virology, okay? Virology, I'm going to do 10. Virology, this is the branch in biology that deals with the study of viruses. Do you understand? In 2019, 2020, you will see that many people who are virologists, they were very important because we want to know what kind of virus the coronavirus is all about, okay? So virology, the study of viruses, okay? Number 5, we also have what we call ichthyology. What's ichthyology? Ichthyology is the branch in biology that deals with the study of fish. So when you study fish, you are practicing ichthyology. Okay. Number 6, we have what we call cardiology. Cardiology. Cardiology is a branch in biology that deals with the study of what? Of the heart. So you can see biology has a lot of branches, a lot, but I'm just going to do 10 so that we can move on. Okay? So cardiology is a branch in biology that deals with the study of the heart. Number 7, we have what we call cytology. Cytology is a branch in biology that deals with the study of cells. When you begin to study cell, you know cell is the structural and functional basic unit of life. Of an organism. When you begin to study cells, you are also carrying out cytology. Number 8, let's look at histology. Histology, this is the branch in biology that deals with the study of what? Tissues. Okay? You know we have what we call levels of organization. We have cell, tissue, organ, system, right? So when you begin to study tissues, you are studying histology. Number 9, we want to look at neurology. Neurology. This is a branch in biology that deals with the study of neurons. Okay? Either you call it neurons or nerve cells. Neurons, or you call it nerve cells. Okay? These neurons or nerve cells, they are very important in transmitting impulses from sense organ to the central nervous system, and from central nervous system to peripheral nervous system, as the case may be. Okay? For example, you have a nerve in the eye. We call it optic nerve. The optic nerve transmits impulses to the optic lobe in the brain. While the nerve will sense light, the brain will interpret the light. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It means that image is formed, and the kind of image formed is interpreted by the brain, but the eye sense whatever that comes via light. Okay? So that is neurology. Okay? Number 10, the last here, we want to look at another branch in biology. Another branch in biology, we can look at maybe bacteriology. Okay, let me give you another branch in biology. We have a lot, but let me just put bacteriology. Bacteriology is a branch in biology. Bacteriology is a branch in biology that deals with the study of bacteria. So you can see what that is all about. Okay, we have other branches. We have genetics. It has to do with the study of how traits or characters are transferred from parent to offspring. We also have another branch called variation. It deals with the study of organisms of the same species, and also the differences that occur among organisms of the same species. We have a lot of branches. We have medicine, we have pharmaceuticals, we have biochemistry, we have microbiology. We have a lot, but just take this 10, okay? So you know that biology have branches. The next we want to look at, what is living organism? The next we want to look at characteristics of living organism. Characteristics of living organism. Okay? So the characteristics of living organism, we want to look at the characteristics of what? Living organism. Is that clear? Okay, so what does that mean now? It means that living organisms are organisms that can show one or two features that will distinguish them from what? From non-living things. You know, non-living things cannot move. Living organisms can move. But do you know that there are some non-living things that can move? And there are some living things that cannot move. You'll be wondering, okay, air, is it not a non-living thing? Is it not moving? The wind, they're all moving. Do you understand? I want you to understand something here. Okay? What about echinodermata? They are sessile. They don't move. They are found in a solitary position attached to the bedrock of the ocean floor. Okay? So that's by the way, anyway. So we are going to look at the characteristics of living organism. And I'm going to summarize these characteristics to a word I call marriage. 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 The M here, number one, represent movement. Movement. What is movement? Ability for living organisms to change their position, especially for food. They move from one place to the other, especially for what? Food. Okay? Animals move, but they do that via growth. Take note. Plants move, but they do that via growth. But animals move from one place to the other. Animal can move parts of their plants, like the branches, the stem, as the case may be, but that is via growth. Okay? Animals can move from one place to the other, and that is what? Movement. So that's one of the characteristics of a living organism. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Why some will move parts of their body, some will move whole of their body. Plants will move parts via growth, but animal will move both parts and whole. Part is when you move your hands, you move your head, you are moving parts of your body. But when you move your body from point A to point B, you've carried out what? Movement. Okay? Number two, A, it represents assimilation. Assimilation. In brackets, take it as nutrition. What is nutrition? Is the act of feeding. What is assimilation? Whatever that has been taken in is utilized by the body. Do you see it now? When you break food down into simpler units and it is absorbed by the body cells, utilized to carry out metabolic activities, assimilation has taken place. But nutrition has to do with the act of feeding. When you feed, you are taking in food substance that will in turn provide nutrients. That's why it's called nutrition. Nutrients. Valuable substance from the food substance. That this nutrient will now be absorbed into the body cells. And that process is called assimilation. Do you understand that? So living organism must show that. Number three, respiration. That's what this arrow represents. Respiration. What is respiration? Respiration is the breaking down of sugar in the presence of oxygen under series of controlled enzymes to release what? Energy in the form of ATP. ATP is known as adenosine triphosphate. Carbon dioxide and water is released as a byproduct. This is what we mean by that. Look at what respiration is. C6H12O6 plus 6O2. What does it give us? 6CO2 plus 6H2O and then plus ATP. Okay? So that's what respiration is all about. Respiration is the breakdown of sugar in the presence of oxygen under a series of controlled enzymes to release energy in the form of ATP. Adenosine. ATP is known as adenosine triphosphate. Okay? Adenosine triphosphate. That's the ATP, which is the form of energy that is released. Carbon dioxide and water is given out as a byproduct. Take note, when you observe during respiration, you will see that CO2 and water is always given out. Is that clear? Okay? The reverse of this equation gives you photosynthesis. The production of food in the presence of sunlight with the aid of chlorophyll, and then with the use of inorganic chemicals such as carbon dioxide and water. Is that clear? And then oxygen is given out as a byproduct. So during photosynthesis, oxygen is given out as a byproduct. Take note. Number four is reproduction. Reproduction. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fourth arrow was we spelled marriage, so you don't forget. So reproduction has to do with the production of a new independent what? Organism. Is that clear? When a new organism is produced and becomes independent from a what? A parent. You say that is what? Reproduction. The most important characteristics of living organism is reproduction. The hierarchy. Reproduction is the most important characteristics. Is that clear? Take notes. Okay? So, reproduction is the production of new organisms that becomes independent from a living or a dying organism. There are some organisms, as they give birth to their young ones, they die. Snake species falls in that category. Okay? So that's what reproduction is. The eye, number 5. The eye represents what? Irritability. What is irritability? This is the response to the changes that occur in the environment of a living organism. So when you begin to respond to the changes in the environment, we say the organism has the ability to show irritability, or it is the response to stimulus. Do you understand it? So when you begin to respond to stimulus, you are showing what? Irritability. Okay? That's irritability for you. Next, 6 is what? Adaptation. So I take number 6 here. Adaptation. What is adaptation? Adaptation is the ability of a living organism to successfully live in a particular habitat due to the presence of a what? Of an adaptive features. Okay? We are adapted to land because of the presence of lungs. We get our oxygen via air. Via air. Fish are adapted to water because of the presence of gills. They get their oxygen via water. So oxygen is the medium for oxygen in the lungs is air. The medium of oxygen in the gills is water. Do you see it now? If you bring fish out of water, put it on land, it will die. Why? It's dying because the medium to which it gets its oxygen does not support how the oxygen should enter and exchange of gas takes place in the gills. So even though the same thing with man, if you go inside the water, water fills the lungs, it closes the space, alveolus, where gases can change, and then the person will die. So therefore, the best medium for exchange of gas, medium, something that carries what we need, that's the medium, is air. While for fish is water. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Okay, take notes. Okay, so that's that for adaptation. The birds, they will need wings to fly. They will need their bones to be lighter. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Without the wings, it's very difficult for them to do what? To fly. So that is why they are adapted with the presence of their wings to do certain stuff. And their bones has to be light. These are some of the features for birds that can fly. We call some of them arboreal animal. Like the monkeys, they will always stay in a region where there are what? There are more trees. And their bones too will be light enough, strong enough to carry them to move from one point to the other. So that's adaptation. Those things that will help you survive in a particular environment. Okay, the next one is growth. Number 7, growth. What is growth? This is the irreversible increase in size and complexion due to the production of a newly produced protoplasm in the cell of that living organism. So when there is a new protoplasm, growth is said to take place. It's irreversible in size or complexion. Whatever color you started to become, it's the same color you grow all through. Do you understand what I'm talking about? If you are dark in complexion, you continue to be dark. You are fair in complexion, it continues. So growth is irreversible increase in size and complexion due to the production of a newly produced protoplasm. Take note, that's the reason why growth occurs. And lastly, number 8, we have excretion, which is the marriage. Excretion. What is excretion? Excretion has to do with the removal of toxic waste from the body of the organism. And you must understand this, that for an organism to show that it has these characteristics, that is a living organism, the organism must excrete, remove waste. And I want to let you know, when you go to the toilet to pass urine, you are excreting. But when you go to the toilet to pass out feces, this is it. When you go to pass out feces, you are ingesting. Ingestion is the removal of undigested food. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So excretion is the removal of excess what? Nitrogenous substance, salt, as the case may be. Do you understand it? And urine is a good example. Even when you sweat, you're also carrying out excretion. Is that clear? That is the reason why it is important to create a balance. When you stay in an air-conditioned zone for a while, also stay under a zone where you have sunlight, as the case may be. At least do exercise so that you can sweat, so there will be a balance. Not all the salt and water will be expelled by the kidney. Otherwise, the kidney will be overworked. So it's good you bring out sweat from your sweat pore, and so that you can balance the one that comes out through urine and also the one that comes out through this. So with this, we've been able to understand the characteristics of living organism. The first one, what did I tell you? It is movement. Living organism has the ability to move from one place to the other. Does plant move? Yes, but how? Via growth. Their branches, the leaves, as the case may be, they grow. Number 2, we talked about what? Assimilation. That has to do with nutrition. Living organism must feed. Do you understand it? They must take nutrients and they must use it. Number 3, we said respiration. Living organisms must carry out exchange of gas, especially in their lungs, in their gills, or whatever respiratory structure that supports them in counter respiration. Living organisms must do that. And the very essence of respiration is for the production of energy. The most important thing why respiration occurs is for the production of energy, so that the organism can carry out its metabolic activity. Seeing is a metabolic activity. Talking is a metabolic. All these things need energy to do. So when food that you take is not being broken down, utilized to provide all this, you cannot carry out any metabolic activity. Another one again is called reproduction. Is the production of an organism from the same species, independent, that has the ability to become independent, either from a living organism or a dying organism. At least human beings will give birth to our young ones alive. There are some other organisms that give birth to their young ones and they lay eggs. We call them oviparous organism. Do you understand it now? We are viviparous organism because we give birth to our young ones alive. Okay, the next one is called irritability. This is the response to stimulus, or the response to the changes that takes place in the environment of that organism. So when the temperature is high, it can influence your behavior on how you should dress. You want to wear light things so that you can do what? You can give out excess heat when the temperature is high. When the temperature is low, you want to conserve heat. By so doing, you wear sweater or you wear something that will be woolly, that will be able to help you conserve heat, so that because the temperature is low, cold, it will be cold. By so doing, you have responded to the stimulus. The stimulant is temperature. So that behavior you show to that means you are practicing irritability. Okay, another one again is what? Adaptation. Living organism has the ability to adapt to a particular environment due to the presence of an adaptive feature, a sensitive modified feature that helps the living organism to survive in that particular habitat. Terrestrial organism will be possessed with lungs. Aquatic organism will be possessed with gills. Why? Because of the nature in which they get their oxygen to exchange gas. Gills, why? Because the fishes will need to open their mouth and take in water water that has dissolved oxygen in them, so that when the water gets to their gills, it will bait the gill filament. The oxygen will diffuse, and then carbon dioxide will diffuse into the water, and the gas will exchange. For us, our medium is air. So air, there are other smaller components in the air. Air is a mixture. We have nitrogen, which is a diluent gas. We have oxygen, makes about 21%. Nitrogen is about 78%. We have carbon dioxide, 0.03%. We have rare or inert gas, noble gases. So at the end of the day, it's only oxygen we extract and we use. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So that is what it is. Okay? That's for adaptation. Growth is the irreversible increase in size and complexion due to the production of a newly protoplasm in the cell of that organism. So if you are dark in complexion, that's how you're going to look. Why? There is a reason for that. For us in Africa, this is a tropical rainforest zone. The temperature is very high. So it deems God fit with wisdom to give us more melanin. Increased melanin creates that color for us to be dark in complexion. And reduced melanin is what has affected our brothers that are white. That's why they are that color. So don't think that what you look like is not mistake. It is because of what? Adaptation. So that when you have high melanin, it can be able to help you conserve and manage the kind of heat that comes to your system. The other side is temperate zone. So since the temperature there is less compared to what we have in Africa, their melanin level is lower compared to an African. So that's why the more melanin, we are black, dark in complexion, and the lesser melanin, they are white, fair in complexion. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's because of adaptation. So every environment you find organism, watch them, they are directly proportional. Their behavior, their morphological structure, or their morphology, or their physiology is directly proportional to the environment. When I mean physiology, I mean how metabolic or how they function. That's what I mean. And lastly, excretion. Organisms tend to remove waste product. For plants, they might not, their waste product is not as harmful as in the case it is with animal. That's the reason why plants waste product can be with them for as long as many years, but animal, no. That's why we urinate. You must urinate every day, at least once or twice, or even 3 times, depending on the intake of water. But at least you must urinate. You must pass out urine. That's telling you waste. except you don't eat. Even if you when you eat, you will see remove some substance out of your body via urine. Is that clear? To balance, to carry out an osmotic regulation, we call it osmoregulation. The regulation of the metabolic activities via osmosis in the body. Do you understand it? Osmoregulation has to do with the balance between salt and water in the body. So you must carry that. That's one of the chief part that the kidney does for humans and other animals. It carries out osmoregulation and balance the acidic level in the body system. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So the kidney is the chief osmoregulatory organ. Chief osmoregulatory organ simply means it is chief, the overall organ in terms of balancing our salt and water. So living organism must what? Must excrete. I hope with this video, I've been able to convince you that it is possible you can understand biology. Next video, I'm going to do what is virus. Stay tuned. Thank you. And make sure you hit the like button. I'd like you to subscribe and share this video. Tell even your enemies there is one Mr. Adobe Solomon teaching different subjects because he wants the best for you. Thank you.